You're watching Man Coverage with Nate Schmidt and James Bonneville on National Streaming Sports.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is November 16th. I cannot believe it is almost Thanksgiving in 2025. This is Knoxville Nate and James Bonneville. We are Man Coverage. We are coming to you live, college football week number 12. Wow. It is almost playoff time here, boys. We're starting to settle scores. We are starting to separate the men from the boys, and it's getting real. James, how the hell are you doing?
That was freaking insane. Like, honest to God, I go to Charles Dickens. It was the best of times and the worst of times in the same game. Instead, it was the best of times and what the hell just happened. I mean, there's so many games. It was like one half looked good, the next half, man, it's you going Harry Carey on yourself. Holy crap. There were some games.
It was pretty ridiculous. And I mean, we got to start where it all went down, because I was so excited. I was at my trade show selling sports memorabilia. Go to schmidtsouvenirs.com, buy your purchases now. Nate_Digi at eBay. Go get your stuff. But I was selling sports memorabilia, and I looked down and I'm like, it's 30-3. 30-3. And I tell the guy next to me, I'm like, it's 30-3, man. I'm like, Texas A&M is getting woolly-hooed by the freaking horrible Gamecocks. And he's like, what? You got to be kidding me. And I'm like, yeah. And I looked back at him. I said, watch them blow this. And he's like, 30-3. He's like, there's no way. He's like, when has a team ever lost a 30-3 lead? Well, I can tell you, in the last 30 years, no one has, James, 286-0 when a team had a 27-point lead in the SEC. 286 games straight without losing, and somehow the Gamecocks do it. I got to tell you, buddy, with all these coaches getting fired all over the place, some of them for not really being that bad, but just not living up to national championship hype, how can you not fire a guy who's lost 6 straight games with an NFL quarterback? And I'm obviously talking about Shane Asshole Beamer, who thinks he's so witty and cute, yet he sucks as a coach and blew a 27-point lead. How do you blow a 27-point lead, James?
Well, you completely implode both offensively and defensively in the second half. And their game plan was so I think it comes down to arrogance. I mean, you look at the way the only fight A&M had in that first half was after that Harbor 80-yard touchdown. He ran it because you could tell he tweaked his hammy. And he had a bunch of players walk out, and that's Texas State trooper elbows him and gives him, starts pointing at him like it was his own damn fault. Now, that state trooper got sent home, obviously. But that was the most fight A&M had. I mean, quite frankly, Marcel Reed was so bad in the first half, he should have had 6 interceptions. Instead, He only had 2. I mean, there was one where they threw it into the end zone. The guy was wide open, and he was 7 yards short, not even remotely close. And I'm like, I was at the end of the half. I'm like, there's no way this could be a 60-point game in College Station, Kyle. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm watching. And then the freaking train wreck happened in the second half. I mean, Lenoris is a first-round draft pick quarterback. He's probably a top 15 quarterback. Yesterday is not going to help, but he's still pretty damn good. And you lose 31-30. I mean, in some ways, I thought Reed was throwing the game in the first half. It was that bad. There were backwards passes left and right. But South Carolina in that second half was a mess, and Reed was on point. I mean, Grant, KC Concepcion is the real deal. I mean, he is he's very, very good. Now, I mean, with such a good crop of receivers this year, is he going to beat out the Smiths or the Tysons? Probably not, but he's right behind them.
Yeah, no, it was so weird watching how inept and horrible that Texas A&M was in the first half, and then watching them. I mean, it looked like two different teams. But this has been kind of a problem for them all year. Obviously, not getting down by 27, but giving up points. Their defense giving up a lot of points. I mean, giving up 30 points in the first half is a lot. Obviously, this is the same defense that gave up 42 to Arkansas. That's no bueno. But I mean, it's hard, James, to lose a game when you have a 27-point lead at halftime. I mean, really, if you just took knees every play on offense and ran the clock down as far as you could and didn't even try to get any more points, it would be almost hard to lose that way. I mean, A&M scored when it was 30-10. A&M scored 2 touchdowns in 68 seconds. They scored 2 touchdowns. And I just that's coaching, buddy. And this guy, Gamecock fans have to be getting tired of this guy who's now 3-7. And it's not like they're devoid of talent on this team. The quarterback, as you just mentioned, is a first-round draft pick. And I think even with the way this season has gone, he's still possibly a first or second-round draft pick at the worst.
I think Nick Harbor's a first-round receiver. I mean, this is honest to God, watching this game was, the way he came off the field in the first half, waving his arms around like he's one of those inflatables at a car dealership. I'm go in humble, because if you don't come out with your foot on someone's neck, something like this could happen. Not thinking it would actually happen, and it did. I mean, you can't tell me Mike Elko, who signed a 6-year extension before the game, wasn't worried about signing a 6-year extension when he's getting his ass kicked 30-3 at the half.
I think he was probably a little nervous. And what do you say to your team at halftime? I mean, I think Mike Elko's a good coach, and obviously went in there with a direct message. But you almost have to try to screw this up, bro. And 3-7. I mean, we're firing James Franklin for losing 3 games. This guy's lost 6 in a row, and it could have won half of them at least.
Yeah,
I think it's time for Shane to take his act somewhere else, don't you?
Honestly, if you had told me before the game, I would have said no, based on. He always had that good second half comeback in the second half of years in the past to justify it. Now, I mean, I think they're going to lose to Clemson.
I do too.
Which I can't believe I'm saying, because this is not a good Clemson football team.
No.
And they're going to find $30 million somewhere to get rid of him. Now, the question is, who do you bring in? Because they brought in Steve Spurrier in the past. They brought in Lou Holtz in the past. And the best was an SEC championship one year when the SEC East was down, and then get mollywopped by whoever the SEC West at the time. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what you do, honestly, if you're South Carolina.
I don't either, but this is a team that went out and got Steve Spurrier. This program had never won 11 games in the history of Gamecock football. They go out and they get Steve Spurrier. They win 11 games 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a program that has the ability to win. They've got talent in their own state.
Obviously, absolutely.
I mean, obviously they're competing with Clemson for a lot of these South Carolina kids and amongst other schools, but there is talent galore in the state of South Carolina alone. And the atmosphere at Bryce Williams Stadium in Columbia, South Carolina is electric, especially when they're good. Hell, when they suck, these people come out because they're loyal fans. And, for not seeing a ton of success over the years. They are certainly loyal. I think you can win there, and you can certainly win there when you have an NFL quarterback under center. This has just been a total botch job. I go back to the Alabama game where the Gamecocks were up by 8 with 2 minutes to go, and they just went in straight up prevent mode and let Bama march down the field twice for 2 scores and ended up, getting beat pretty soundly in a game that they had in hand. And that to me just reflects solely on the coaching staff and the way that they're handling the in-game process. Don't you agree?
You got to finish.
Yeah.
You just got to finish. And they never choked Texas A&M out. They gave them hope. And once you give a team hope, especially at home, I mean, what the hell? I mean, but at the same time, Texas A&M may be undefeated, but they have had the most Charmin schedule known to mankind. I mean, I mean, you gave up 42 to Arkansas. I mean, 25 to a really bad offense in LSU. Like, at some point when reality kicks in, either by Texas, the SEC championship, or the playoff, I think they're going to get rolled by somebody. Not just beat, rolled.
I do too. I'm not sold. I think Mike Elko is doing a good job, as I just mentioned. I think he's a good coach, and I think he's doing a good job. They're winning games that the old A&M would have lost.
Completely.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is not, your Jimbo Fisher led Aggies. I mean, he would have screwed this game up for sure, amongst others. So they're winning games that they normally would have lost. So he's to deserve credit for that. But how good this team is, I'm not sure. And I don't think I know until I see him. I mean, this team should have lost to Auburn, James.
Yeah.
I think the final score was 16-10, but it was a way even closer than that. And they could have easily, gone down in that game. So 10-0 is 10-0. It doesn't really matter how you get there, that's for sure. But we are in the business of giving our opinions and predicting, how good is this team? Well, this team gave up 22 points to Utah State. They gave up 24 to UT San Antonio, 40 to Notre Dame, 42 to Arkansas, 25 to LSU, who sucks on offense, and then 30 to South Carolina in the first half. So that tells you a little bit about their defense. Their defense was a way better unit last year, in my opinion, with Nick Scorton and the kid from the Bengals, Shamar Stewart.
Yeah.
Those guys, they were a lot better, in my opinion, last year.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball. But Casey Concepcion and those running backs, I mean, Le'Veon Moss is out right now, but Ruben Owens is a pretty good player, and he doesn't get to showcase it. Really couldn't showcase it in this game because you knew they were going to throw on every freaking down in the second half because they had to.
Yeah, well, that's good when you know a pass is coming and the defense knows you're going to throw it and you can still do it. That means you're good at what you're doing. So kudos to them for coming back. As I mentioned, 286 games in a row in the SEC where teams were down by 27 and lost. And now it's 286-1, James. 286-1. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what more can you say? I mean, I got to give credit to A&M to come out of that half and do what they did. But South Carolina looked like they played in the freaking Sun Belt, at the bottom of the Sun Belt. Like, heck, the bottom of the MAC. They looked like they couldn't beat Kent State.
And when you're what, three? What are they? Were they 3-6 coming in the game? Why would you even tense up? I mean, go after it. Throw the ball deep. Send a blitz. I mean, do something. Who cares if you lose? Your season's over anyway. You're not even going to go to a bowl game no matter what you do at this point. So why be conservative? Why, play not to lose? Who cares if you lose?
Yeah. I mean, after a game like that, I would rather lose by 40.
Yeah,
and
I would
get
too.
curb stomped than lose like that.
That's what I'm saying. Take some chances. at that point. Go try and win the game. You can't win, and we've gone back and forth as to how good the SEC is this year. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's obviously a top tier conference. I mean, it's always is, but there's been a lot of back and forth in it. But still, if you want to win a game in this conference, you have to play to win it. And the way that I would describe it is go watch the Georgia-Texas game.
Yeah.
And watch how Kirby plays. 4th and 5, he goes for it. And they're able to get that was a big play in the game, obviously, when Texas had cut the lead to 3, I believe, 3 or 4. And then Georgia's driving. They get them pinned back to a 4th and 5. They get up there on the line to go for it. And they'd already made a 4th and 1, and they line up to go for it on 4th and 5. And the best player on Texas's defense jumps off sides, giving them a free play. They actually had a pass interference on that same play that wasn't even called. But that just, I knew right then they weren't going to win. Georgia was playing to win the game. They were going to do whatever it took, like Kirby always does. And to me, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but to me, this just looked like the defense for Georgia is finally firing on all cylinders. And also, the Texas offensive line is just not good, as we've discussed all season long, not to mention the coaching in this game. I mean, Kirby just outcoached Sark and his staff almost embarrassingly. What did you take out of it?
I mean, honestly, the first 2 drives that Georgia had, they marched down the field and scored 2 touchdowns. And while you're watching it in the first half, it was 14-3, yet it felt like it was 45-3. Like it didn't. I mean, Texas couldn't do anything right. That offensive line, holy crap! It was, and it's not like this is an outstanding Georgia defensive line or front 7. They're good. They're not what they were in the past. Not even a freaking remote. And they were putting so much freaking pressure. But when there was no pressure, Arch really wasn't throwing the ball that well. I mean, it was just a mess. And I feel bad for Wisner. He is a very, very good running back. And he can't gain anything.
There's no holes. There's
nothing.
no holes. There's no holes.
Going into this year, I thought he was going to be 2nd round, 3rd round running back. I mean, there's people out there that know he's good, but if you're just looking at it from a stats perspective, I mean, it's not pretty what he's done this year. I mean, I got to look it up myself because I'm like, this has got to be just brutal. He has 375 yards rushing. 300. Your leading rusher has 375 yards rushing
all year.
All year.
All year. And yesterday, the Longhorns finished with 23 yards rushing, bro. 23 yards. You play a game for 4 quarters and you manage to muster 23 yards, 17 carries for 23 yards. That's 1.4 a clip. That's not going to get it done. And Arch, you can blame it all on him if people love to do.
It's not his fault.
But what are you supposed to do when you're 100% one-dimensional? Georgia knows you're going to throw it. They're getting good pressure with 4. They don't have to blitz anyone, and they can drop 7 guys back into coverage and play man or zone. It doesn't really matter because they know you're throwing the football, and they know there's not going to be a lot of time to do so. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're getting pressure with 4 guys, hell yeah, drop back 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing that Texas is 7-3, to be honest with you. I mean,
really
the
is.
only game their offensive line looked somewhat coherent, I'd say game and a half. The Ohio State game in August and the first half of the Vanderbilt game. Other than that, dog shit.
Yeah. What do you give chances for this Texas team to beat A&M? Because everyone's talking like that's a possible upset game. I give them almost 0 chance to beat A&M. I feel like without being able to run the football, they're not going to magically figure out how to run it in the next 2 weeks, James.
It's a rivalry game, and I've seen crazy shit happen in a rivalry game. But this offensive line is just dog shit. And it's funny is on paper, it's not. But this is by far, I mean, granted, 4 of the 5 starters are new. You lost 2 guys the first and second round of the draft. Great offensive line last year. That's why they were in the semifinals of the playoffs. But this group doesn't work as a group. They're all over the place. They're a disaster. And unless they can get something going on the ground, they're going to lose to A&M. And I feel bad, but Paul Feinbaum's got to be eating freaking crow right now, because not only is Arch Manning the greatest quarterback of all time, the Texas team is going to be the greatest team of all time. I mean, I'm blown away they're 7-3, honestly. And watch, they're going to get over